Okay, so what we're working on today is word problems. We're going to start by reading right here. It says Colson is on a vacation. He has been gone a week of his 10-day vacation. So let's look at what we know. It says he's been gone a week and his vacation is 10 days. So the question says, what decimal represents the number of days that have passed? So I want to know how many days he has already been gone. So I know he's been gone a week. How long is a week, boys and girls? 7. So then my denominator would be how many days are in his whole vacation, which is 10. He's been gone 7 out of the 10 days. To turn this into a decimal, I would realize that this is in the tens place, so I put my decimal point and the tenths. And he's been gone 7 of them, so I bring it down and put it right here. So I would say he is 7/10. He's been gone 7/10 days. Now for this one down here, it says what decimal number represents the number of days he has left. He wants to know how many days he has left in his vacation. Well, if I have a 10-day vacation and I've been gone 7 days, how do I figure out how many I have left? I would use subtraction to figure out what's that missing part. So I know he has 3 days left. This is now what I use as my numerator, and my denominator says 10 because there's still 10 days in that vacation, but he has 3 days left. That's what I'm focusing on here. So to turn this into a decimal, I realize this is the tenths place, so I put 1 line for tenths. And I have this many days left, so I put it on top. So my final answer would be 0.3 of the, of how many, 0.3 are 3/10 of his vacation left. And this would actually be not days, it would be of his vacation. And this would be the same, of his vacation. Okay? Sophia spent 2 quarters and 2 dimes on a new paintbrush. What decimal part of the dollar did she spend? Well, she spent 2 quarters and 2 dimes. How much is each quarter worth? It's worth 25. So 2 times 25 would give me 50 cents. Okay? 2 dimes would give me 20 cents. So what I need to do now is I need to figure out what these combined are. This would be combined 70 cents. Out of how many? How many cents are in a dollar? You're right if you said 100. So to turn this into a decimal, I realize this is the hundredths place. So I put my decimal point, draw a line for my tenths, draw a line for my hundredths, and I bring this 70 over just like that. So in the end, my decimal would be just like that. Now it wants to know the part of the dollar that she did not spend. So to figure that out, I have to find the missing part. So I take my 100 cents, and we know she spent 70 of them, and that would give me 30. So this becomes my new numerator. My denominator stays 100. I know this is my place, so I put my decimal point, tens, hundreds. I take my numerator, bring it over, write it on top. So it would equal 0.30 or 30 hundredths. Okay, try this one with me. Oliver spends 2/10 of an hour building Legos for 4 days. What's important there? 2/10 was important, and 4 days is important. It says, what is the total time he spent building Legos during those 4 days? How would I figure that out? Oh, I think a lot of you called out like this, saying, I could do 2/10 plus 2/10 plus 2/10 plus 2/10. Because this was how much time he spent on day number 1, day number 2, day number 3, and day number 4. So all together that would equal 8/10, which I can now turn into a decimal. So I know that this is my place, so I put my decimal point, and it's in the tenths place, so I just draw one line. I take my numerator because that's how many of those I have. I put it on top. So my decimal is now 0.8. He spent 0.8 of an hour on Legos during 4 days. Now the next question says, if he built Legos for 2/10 of an hour one more day, how much time would he have spent building Legos? So he spent 8/10 on 4 days. He spends one more day doing 2/10 of an hour on Legos. So would I add or would I subtract? I would add. So that gives me 10/10. Wait, what's 10/10? It's a whole, so I would write my decimal point like this, meaning I have one whole, there's my whole, and there's nothing left over, so there's no part that goes with it, so I just put a 0. So 1.0 would be my answer there. Okay, try this one completely on your own. When you're ready, turn it back on and check your answer with me. Okay, so by now you should have worked the problem out on your own and you should be checking your answers. So the important information in this is 6 dimes, 3 nickels. So it wants to know the part of the dollar did he spend. So he spent 6 dimes. Dimes are worth 10 cents each, so that would be 60. Then he spent 3 nickels. Each nickel is worth 5 cents, so that would be 15. If I added these together to figure out what my total amount was, I would have gotten 75 cents. So now I can use this. I know he spent a total of 75 cents out of how much? How many cents are in a dollar? 100. So I know this is my place. So I do my decimal point, tenths, hundredths. This is the amount he spends, so I put it on top, making sure to put a digit on each and keeping them in the same order. So it then equals 0.75. Just like that. Okay, so that's how much money he spent. Now it wants to know the amount that he did not spend. So there were a total of 100 cents in a dollar. And he spent 75 of them. So I would take it away because that's how much he spent. If I get that, I get 25 cents left. So I put 25 over 100. This right here is my place. So I go tenths, hundredths. This right here is the amount I'm focusing on. So I put it on top, making sure one digit's on each. So in the end, I would get the decimal 0.25. Okay, if you need help, let me know. Bye, guys.